Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, I've got a tragic story to tell. First off, we've got rain here in West Tennessee. Rain is coming. It has already started to sprinkle, and probably by the time we get done with this rambling, it's going to be pouring down rain. But luckily, I got some work done today. I just changed the 15 quarts of oil on the Beast, the F-250 Beast. I used a new product to review on RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos. You know, I usually don't show the kind of stuff like that on Ramblings or RidgeLife unless it's building specific or something. But it was a Garvey 15 quart low profile electric pump drain pan. You just roll it under the vehicle and you change your oil, it pours into it, you roll it out, and then you plug it in and you pump it back into the tank. Oh my gosh, it is a game changer. I'll have that out on RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos maybe Sunday. We'll see. Awesome product. I mean, seriously, game changer. I can't believe I'm 55 years old and haven't used it before. But speaking of oil change, this is where it gets tragic, guys. This is where it gets tragic. A family member of mine called me today and said they tried to save a few pennies and had a coworker change the oil in their vehicles. Did the first one fine, and then the second one, matter of fact, they paid this person, I think, $60 to change the oil in the two vehicles. And they provided the oil and the filters and everything themselves. They just gave this person $60. This person, I don't know if they're a certified mechanic or whatever, but it was a coworker. They didn't, you know, they did. This wasn't a car dealership or a mechanics store or shop or anything. This was just a coworker. And you know, we've had people, we've helped people, we've had people. You know, I can see, you know, trying to save a few pennies, but man, so a little SUV went to change the oil and got the oil changed, started to drive off. You can hear the rain coming down now. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud for the microphone here. That's why I'm wearing this microphone today. So they changed the oil. Oh my gosh, bluebirds. Sorry, Tim gets distracted easily. Bluebirds. There's two bluebirds, a male and a female, on a branch right in front of me. The female's got a worm in her mouth. The male, who's just gorgeous, right? The birds, it's so cool. I wish I could turn the camera around. This bluebird is oh my God. Oh, she's chasing the blue one away. He's like, I want some of that worm. Okay. All right, back to it. So they drove the vehicle afterwards, and well, let's see. They were at a place. The family member was following them in the other vehicle. Oh, there's two vehicles. That's right. He had them change oil in two vehicles. So the family member was driving the car. The mechanic was driving the little SUV. Well, they drove just a few miles, 15 minutes, and the mechanic called him and said, "We got to stop. We got to go back." So they went back, and the guy said, "I overfilled your oil. I need to drain some of the oil out." And I'm like, again, this is my family member telling me this. So he said that the mechanic loosened up the oil filter, drained some of the oil out, and gave it back to him. And so my family member drove it home, and a check engine light came on. It kind of went to reduced power mode. It wouldn't rev properly, and then they called me. I'm not a mechanic, but a lot of my family, you know I know a few things about vehicles. I've taken care of all my vehicles. The SRT, I always change the oil on it. The F-250, the Kubota, the tractor, lubricate. I do a lot of it myself. Now, some things I don't. You know, transmission work and get, you know, valve clearances and stuff like that. Now, I don't break into the engine, but I do basic maintenance, you know, tires, brakes, you know, rotors, those type of things. So it called me and I said, all right, well, check the oil. He said the oil level was about that high above the high mark, okay? This little engine and this little SUV, this little Japanese SUV, only has like, seriously, like 3 quarts of oil in it. You know, the SRT has 7 quarts. The Dodge SRT has 7 quarts. The Ford F-250 has 15 quarts of oil in it. This little 1.3 liter, 1.5 liter, whatever it is, Japanese SUV only has like 3 quarts of oil in it. And he said it was like that high, above the high. And I said, well, you're gonna have to drain some of that out. He said, well, you know, it's too low for him to get under. I said, well, you have to call back the guy and say he didn't get lowered enough. Guys, this story gets worse. I mean, it gets a lot worse. He's gonna have to bring his jack out, and they live pretty far from me. He's going to bring his jack out, jack it back up, and you can do the drain oil. And also, they said that it was leaking. Then when they got home, it was leaking. You could see, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, you have to call him back out, drain some oil out, make sure the oil filter's tight, make sure the drain plug's tight, drain some of the oil out, and you should be able to then, drive it for a little bit, and it should, within 3 or 4 starts, reset. Or disconnect the battery, leave it off for a few minutes, put it back on, and then the computer will reset itself for the check engine light and all that. Well, he calls the guy, or he talks to the guy, or something like that, and there was more to it. They failed to mention some things for me. What he said was, they drove it for a few miles, 15 minutes, came back and said, you need 4 quarts of transmission fluid. Like, I was like, that didn't make any sense. You just changed the oil. He overfilled the oil, and now he says he needs 4. So they went and got 4 quarts of transmission fluid. They filled the transmission up, and that's when he drove it home. You see, they let that out for me. I'm like, oh my gosh. You just told me, in the words you said, that this person mistakenly drained your transmission fluid, filled your oil up with 3 quarts of oil, and it already had 3 quarts in it, changed the oil filter out, so you probably lost maybe you probably lost a half a quart, of oil there. So he put 2.5 quarts of too much oil in it, and you drained the transmission fluid out. I said, why else would they have had you, because it's a new vehicle, it's like a 23. Why would you have to put transmission fluid? Transmission nowadays don't have dipsticks. It's like lifetime fluid. Some people flush, some people exchange it out, but you don't really have a dipstick anymore. He said, yeah. He said the dipstick was missing, and we had to go get one, and we got one, but it was the wrong one. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's more information coming out now. You should have led with this. So they had put 4 quarts of transmission fluid in it to fill it back up. They drained a little bit of the oil out. It's still a couple quarts high. I said, you're going to have to contact this person, because if you drove your vehicle, or if he drove your vehicle for 5 miles with no transmission fluid in it, it's probably done irreparable damage to the transmission. It's probably destroyed the bearings, the solenoids. It's just the gearing. It's automatic transmission, so the synchronizers. Oh my gosh! So they got transmission fluid in it, and so that's when I said, you got to get a hold of this person. Well, I can't get a hold of them. Well, you're going to have to drain some of that oil out. You probably might have to tow it up to a dealership or mechanic to give it a once over. Check to check everything out. Don't drive it. So he called the person back, and they blocked him. Whoo, you talking about being mad. I told him, I said, don't confront him. You're not going to get anything done here, right? It's not a business. There's no insurance. They don't have, they're not licensed and bonded and insured. It's just a shade tree mechanic, And then that's the risk you take. Now you could take them to small claims court and try to recoup, you know, maybe a jury. You know, actually a small claims court isn't even a jury, is it? It's a judge. And even if they did do get a judgment in small claims court in their favor, this person doesn't have the money to pay for a new transmission. Man, so I called them back, and they're still trying to figure it out. But this bad decision could cost thousands of dollars. You know, I may end up having to go over there and help them get it. You know, I may have to take my 20-foot equipment trailer over there and tow it to a dealership. Of course, it caught with diesel fuel being $5 a gallon right now. Me drive all the way there. It's an hour there and an hour back, plus an hour to the mechanics. Half hour. So it'd be 3 hours of driving. A tow truck probably costs just as much as the diesel, the fuel, and then trying to get it up, getting it up on the trailer, because I don't have a winch on my 20-foot equipment trailer. It's just a nightmare. A nightmare. Whew. So prayers. Okay, and also tell me what you would do if you found out your shade tree mechanic drained your transmission fluid, drove it for 5 minutes, told you that you need to put some in it, of course, I mean, and then overfilled your oil, lowered the level in your oil, didn't lower it enough, and then gave it back to you. What would you do? Leave me a comment down below. What would you do? Now, here's one thing. If you're a mechanic, I don't care if you're a mechanic or not, when you take a plug out of a drain pan and transmission fluid comes out and not motor oil, used black dirty motor oil, whenever that reddish thin, ATF3 and whatever it is, automatic transmission fluid certification CF3, whatever, I don't know. When that stuff comes out, don't you go like, maybe I should put that plug right back in there. Maybe I should tell this person, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to ruin your car. Oh my gosh. This mechanic emptied the transmission fluid and then drove the vehicle. And then realized it and didn't explain it to the owner of the vehicle that, hey, I just probably ruined your transmission. Oh my gosh, guys, it's just horrendous. It's horrendous. Hear the rain coming down now? All right, bird. I hear you over there. I hear you. I see you. There's a bird sitting right on top of the stack on my tractor, and he's got something in his mouth. He's like, you need to get out of here. I'm trying to feed she's trying to say, I'm trying to feed my babies in that bird's nest up there, and you are just talking and rambling away, and I think you need to leave. Well, I'm gonna stay here. She didn't even run. It does have something in its mouth. That's not the bluebirds, because looks like it's not a barn swallow. Maybe a finch, or it's not a sparrow. It's too big for that. Anybody know the sound of that? What kind of bird that is? I mean, it could be the female bluebird. Could be the female bluebird, because it's not blue and brown like the southeastern bluebird like we have here. Our bluebirds are just the males are so blue and pretty on the back, and they got the little brown and white under, but so pretty blue. The hummingbirds are here now. Grandma Carol keeps my hummingbird feeder filled for me. She has hers, and she comes up here and feeds mine. And we both got hummingbirds coming and going now, so that's nice. Should be a great weekend. Now that I got all my work done, I got a video coming out tomorrow of Grandma Carol saving the day. I was working here on the ridge, and I could not complete the job myself, and I had to call Grandma Carol to the rescue. And so you actually get to see Grandma Carol in Saturday's RidgeLife video working her tail off. And then hopefully Sunday I'll have the video of that new Garvey automatic oil drain pan with a pump and everything. It's pretty amazing. I mean, seriously, game changer. I wish I would have had one years and years ago. There's a bluebird. I think that is. I think that was the female bluebird. It's still sitting there. Now I saw the male over there. I see ya. And you still sitting on that smokestack with that bug or whatever it is in its mouth. Pretty funny. But yeah, so it is raining good now. You see the water coming off the back? You can't because of the exposure. It is really, really starting to come down. We needed it though. We are in drought warning here. Fire ban, burn ban. There you go. That's burn ban. Well, we're not in a statewide burn ban. Local county fire departments we're in the warning zone. We're not in the ban zone. We're in the warning zone. But I know this weekend Meredith and I have a big pile of trees to burn, and this rain should allow us to burn them tomorrow. I'm hoping. Cross my fingers that we can burn Meredith's tree pile this weekend. But yeah, heading over to Meredith's in a little bit. Got a lot of good work done. Got the oil changed. Got everything cleaned up. Got the work with Grandma Carol done. And hopefully my family member gets their car figured out. They were actually trying to go on a vacation, and that's why they got both vehicles maintained, oil changed and everything. So I don't know what's going to happen with them now. Again, I can come up and help, but there ain't really much I can do about it. Especially if the transmission's ruined, it's just, you're done for. You're done for. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up after all the work I've done today and head over to see my beautiful Mary. We're actually going this weekend. Is it this weekend? Yes. Willa wanted to see the Broadway play Six. I guess Henry VIII had 6 wives, and they all had a story to tell. Is it Henry VIII? Henry VIII, I am, Henry VIII, I am. Well, whichever King Henry it was, apparently there's a Broadway play called Six, and Willa wanted to go see it, so Meredith got tickets, and apparently I'm going too. So we're going to go see at the Orpheum Theater in Memphis, downtown Memphis. Go see the play Six. It's a musical. The things I do to support my ladies. Yep, I will support my ladies. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, love every single one of you. Hopefully you enjoyed today's rambling. It's sad that people do this to people. It really is. It's sad. You can't trust anyone with good work these days. You just can't. I mean, that's why you gotta learn to do it yourself. All right, I see you now. Oh, it was the bluebirds. Yep, the male came over and he had one. No, he took it out of the female's mouth because she doesn't have it anymore. These guys, okay. Love every single one of you. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling. Go Ridge Life. Woo!